So news coming out of the beautiful twin island of Trinidad and Tobago that there'll be no independence celebration this year. That Trinidad and Tobago, they are canceling their independence celebration. And this news report is coming out of Trinidad courtesy of TTT News.
Ministry of Homeland Security said instead of the annual parade, citizens from every faith and community are being called to gather in unity to seek strength, to reflect on where we are as a nation, and to consider the way forward in these challenging times. It's not the first time celebrations have been paused. In 2020 and 2021, COVID-19 brought the parade to a halt. Now, security concerns have led to this shift in tradition. The state-sponsored fireworks display will also be cancelled, with only silent fireworks allowed for private use, a move aimed at protecting both public safety and the peace of vulnerable persons and pets. The ministry said this year's observance is a reminder that independence is not only celebrated in the streets, it's also honoured in the spirit of togetherness. Mahalia Joseph Wharton, TTT News.
So what are my thoughts on this coming out of Trinidad and Tobago? No independence celebration. This, to me, this is crazy. Like, honestly, I did not see this coming. Not in a million years would I have thought that Trinidad and Tobago, 2025, that they would be canceling the independence celebration. And everybody knows, for most people in the Caribbean would say that Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica in the Caribbean, there's no other two islands in the Caribbean with as much pride. These people are proud. Trinidad people are proud. Jamaicans are proud. And one way for showing our pride of Ireland, is celebrating our independence celebration. So to see this independence celebration from Trinidad and Tobago, that they're going to cancel our independence celebration, celebrating 63 years of being independent, I honestly, I'm shocked. Did not see this coming. And yes, there are people that are going to say, like, look, they have a real right to want to protect people in Trinidad and Tobago. They don't want this massive crowd together when under a state of emergency, when they have real threat that they're thinking about. But I would say to that, what about the Prime Minister of India visiting Trinidad and Tobago? When you have a state of emergency, when your country is under threat, which we know a state of emergency was in Trinidad from earlier this year under the PNM administration. From that time, it's been said that Trinidad and Tobago is under threat. And within that time, we saw the Prime Minister of India visit. And to me, I believe that having a foreign dignitary such as big as the Prime Minister Modi from Trinidad and Tobago, would have been more of a risk. Having the Prime Minister from India coming to Trinidad and anything happened to the Prime Minister, that would be a bad look on Trinidad. So if they allowed the Prime Minister of India to enter Trinidad and Tobago, to have that big celebration where who knows how much money they spend in terms of hosting the Prime Minister. And not only that, we saw a few weeks ago when there was a CC Winan concert, and we saw representative from both political party at that concert. It was a massive concert. We saw the security minister saying, like, look, in this moment, like, we are safe. Everybody is coming together, and there's no worry about security right now because everybody is worshiping together. Everybody is enjoying CC wine and giving praise. So you would have think that independence, because as I said, as a Jamaican, I don't know about Trinidad, but I know as a Jamaican, independent celebration is a massive thing for Jamaicans. I know that one day is when everybody put everything aside, political difference, whatever, and people are coming out to celebrate the fact that we're independent, to celebrate coming out of, for Jamaicans, for the history that we have, our ancestors, and what we've been through, the brutal effect of slavery in the Caribbean. So that is normally one day when we just put everything aside. And we always say this, like, all the gangsters put down their machine on Independence Day and they come and celebrate. Independence Day is one of those days where the crime rate would just go down, and I would assume that would be the same thing for Trinidad and Tobago. This is an opportunity where you get to come out and you get to celebrate the pride of your country, the independence of your country. You get to look back on the early leaders. You get to celebrate young people. You get to celebrate people in terms of giving them national honors, whether it's the Order of Trinidad and Tobago, the Order of National Hero, whatever you're instilling on great leaders. That is the opportunity to do it. So I am very, very surprised that they chose to do this. And I don't know, but I'm looking forward to hear from especially people that supported the UNC government. Is this something that you are okay with? Are you saying, yes, I understand the Prime Minister that there's a risk and it's okay to put it off? And if you are one of those person watching and you're of that point of view that yes, I understand where the Prime Minister is coming from, there's risk out there, and to put it off and not put Trinidadians in risk, that is the proper thing to do. If you are if you are saying that, how do you explain inviting an international someone, a dignitary, the Prime Minister of India, that that's a high, that would be the highest security risk you can take, inviting a president, a prime minister from another country? How do you explain that? How do you explain the CC Winans concert and other things that happened after that if you can't celebrate the independence of Trinidad and Tobago? And as I said, I know, I would assume that it is the same thing in Trinidad and Tobago when you're celebrating independence, that there's this pride that even the criminals would want to put down their ammunition for that one day and come out and celebrate independence. So I don't know, but I just think that this just makes no sense to me. But sound off in the comment section and share your thoughts and let me know, what are you thinking? You're in Trinidad and Tobago now. You are normally a proud Trinidadian. What are your thoughts of this? That there will be no celebration of independence in 2025 in Trinidad and Tobago. Sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.